Okay, so we have the situation now with Kim Davis saying that she will not prevent her deputy clerks from issuing marriage licenses for gay couples, and yet at the same time saying that she won't put her signature on the documents. So will these still be, first of all, will these actually be legal marriages without the signature of the actual county clerk?
Sure. Well, here's the deal. The marriage license requires the county clerk to sign off. That's the current rule. Most places, including Kentucky, where Kim Davis works and lives. And her statement today, I think, had more to do with if the clerks or her assistant clerks are feeling pressure to do things, whether it's from the media, whether it's from a judge, or whether it's from their own personal conscience, that she said, go ahead and do that. I will not hold anything against you for doing that. But then the statement continued to the point where she said, but whether that's valid or not is really going to be a question for the court. So somebody shows up there, gets a license, signed by a deputy clerk, not the clerk. She won't sign it. Is her license valid? She seems to be implying no. So the statement was a little confusing that she made.
Yeah, I think it's weird because it's almost like she made this statement to avoid another stay in jail. But then it's almost like, it's kind of like she's trying to have it both ways in a legal sense, doesn't it?
Well, she's setting out a standard by which someone could come and apply for a license in her court. I'm sorry, at her clerk's office, and it might be. Not even saying it would be. It might be signed by a deputy clerk. I'm not sure what she's saying there. Here in New York, signature has to be authorized, whether it's a physical signature or an authorization, by the actual county clerk. My assumption is the same rule exists there. What she's looking for is a reasonable accommodation, trying to find some way where she says, I'll do my job here, I'll do everything else I have to do, but I'm looking for the legislature to come up with a reasonable accommodation that does not put me in the forefront of signing these licenses. I won't do it. I don't want to be in the media. I just want to live with my conscience. Find another way for same-sex marriage couples to get this thing signed.
Now, here's the thing. Have we gotten any indications from the judge if this is going to meet the legal standard, i.e., can he throw her in jail again, and will he?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's ready to go back to jail. Doesn't want to go back to jail, but I think she is willing to do that again. And remember, she got put in jail for contempt of court, which was the court issued an order saying you need to sign these licenses. She doesn't sign the licenses. She goes in for contempt. So really, this contempt order is ongoing. So it is quite possible that the judge could just reissue an arrest warrant for her and have her back in jail. But I don't think that is what's going to happen. I think they're going to convene, there's talk of this, a special legislative session in Kentucky, and they're going to find a way that they can get marriage license signed in these, what we'll call counties, our version of counties, without the actual clerk signing, and make it more of something that is authorized by maybe the judicial system, maybe someone else's state office position. And that feels like the resolution. Otherwise, why'd they let her out?
Right, yeah. So I guess you'd actually have to change the law in this case, although last week, there was no indication that the governor would call a special session. In fact, I think he said he would not call a special session. So
yeah, and so it's that was he's saying he doesn't want to get involved in this. He knows that the voters in Kentucky are kind of riding behind Kim Davis. So it's a tricky thing for him to do. But I don't think he can let her sit out there and with her beliefs and her Christian beliefs and her position that she won't do this, and not offer some kind of a resolution. It may not require a legislative session. Maybe he can empower some other form of state agency to do this. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, like I said, I don't know if this were here in New York State. I know there would be another way to do it. I don't know specifically what the rules are there.
Yeah, well, can you imagine, number one? But yeah, right. Instead of having to bring in all the lawmakers, do something via executive order.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's it'd be quite an interesting resolution if the governor can pull that off. But yeah, it's interesting. It does seem like that the population of Kentucky is behind the county clerk, Kim Davis. But I mean, you can't. It's the law of the land. It's the Supreme Court says so. So I mean, you can't really defy the law of the land, can you?
She cannot defy the law of the land. Same-sex marriages are allowed in all 50 states, and all this is kind of a bump in the road here, and they will find a way to authorize someone in that county to sign these marriage licenses. And this sounds like it's not going to be Kim Davis, though. And yet they can't fire her. As we know, she's an elected official. For her to be removed from office would require an impeachment. It would require, a criminal conviction and something, her not being able to physically do her job. So when there's been no talk of this impeachment, and
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I see the resolution coming through executive order.
Okay. All right, Paul. It's always good speaking with you.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Thank you. Yep.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.